Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to start another embellishment project. So what I did is I made this pour a couple weeks ago and I already was having some fun with my new paint markers and putting some gold on here. But I decided it wasn't working for me. So I cut out all the different sizes of circles in my art cartons. They come with the canvases, and I'm going to stagger them on here. Then I'm going to make the circles the gold or maybe the copper. I think it's going to be the gold. And once that's done, I'm going to start by blacking out or maybe darkening the background. And then the last step is going to be shadows and highlights. So what I like to do is get an area that I really like, and I like to start with probably a little size smaller. So this is 7 centimeters, this is 8, and I'm gonna start with the ones that I want to be fully on top. So those are going to be the full circles. So just move them around, and when you get an area that you think, oh, that looks really good, like so, like this, I just draw the circle like so, and then I'll go for a different size, and I might actually do the big one here, and then I'll draw that one here, and then probably want one on top on this area. And so once I got all the top ones going, I will start and place the smaller ones or the bigger ones behind it. I got my circles. It's a bit hard for you to see, but they are there. You can see the design. So let's start marking them with the marker. So if you find that hard to do just with your hands, you can also just place your template back on and then trace the template. So that's another way to do it. So I decided to add a couple more bubbles because I did like the background more than I thought, and I also doubled up my golden lines. So what I'm gonna do next is use this petrol color that's also in the pour, and I'm going to put it in my bowl, and I'm going to water it down quite a bit. And then using my brushes, just mixing it up. And let's try a little area, maybe on one of the sides. Let's see. Let's try it on here. Okay, I'm liking that for our first one. So let's color in all the background areas with this wash. And we'll go from there. So it's the next day and I let my colored background dry a little bit, so that's all dry. So now we're going to start and doing the shade of the bubbles. So I'm going to start with my Oxide Black by Amsterdam, and I put a little bit in my bowl. So you have to figure out where to put your black shadow. You need to know where your light source is coming from. So what I'm seeing is there's a lot white here and dark here. Most of these have the light on the left side as well. This one doesn't, but most of them have. So let's keep this as the lighter side and make the right side the dark one. So we'll have to go that way. So the light will be coming from the top. So the darker side is going to be this part. So we just decided the light is coming from this side. So we're going to do dark on this. So I'm just putting a little bit of black down. And then what I do is I take my other brush, wet it a little bit, and pull the black inside a little bit. You do have to work pretty fast because the paint does dry out really quickly. And don't be afraid to just use a little bit at a time. It's easier to do more than less. This isn't a quick process, it will take some time. So make sure your brush isn't too wet. And I will probably end up just fixing some of the gold, but that's okay. So that's the first bubble, and let's start and do the rest. So I've got my shadow sides done, and let's do the lighter area with titanium white from Amsterdam. And we're just going to do the same, get a little bit of the white, and I just add a little bit of water in already. Mix that up. If you think you have too much on your brush, just dab it on the paper towel. And then we're gonna add it to the opposite side we put the black. And then I take my damp brush and I blend it out. As long as it's wet, you can still have a play with it. Because you don't want a lot, you just want a little white haze on there, just to lighten it up just a tiny bit. And for the white area, that's more than enough. So I'll do the rest and then we'll come back to do some highlights. So I've got my shadows done, I've got my lighter sides done, and now I wanted to do the highlights, and I'm going to be using a marker for that because it's a little bit easier and quicker. But I just wanted to show you, a lot of people do the highlights, the big ones, on the darker side. But I just put the glass chambon on this little bubble. And I'm going to shine the light on it. And as you can see, the bigger reflection is here and the smaller reflection is on the dark side. So I will be drawing the big reflection on the lighter side and just a small line on the darker side. Let's do big one, little one. And then it will have a smaller reflection on here. Like so. So I'm probably gonna put a little bit more white paint on that later. But I'll just start and do the rest of the reflections. So again, I might think this is a little bit too dry. Like so, and then a thin line on this side. Like that. So let's do that to the rest and I will get back to you. So here's the final piece. I'm really happy with it. So I added all the highlights on both sides to make them all round. I actually also did a little bit of shadowing on the background. But yeah, and I love how the gold shines in the sun. It's really reflective. So I hope you found this one interesting. So if you have any questions, just leave a comment and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. So thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye everyone!